And we are back again. Hello Tommy, hello Timmy, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name's Dalia and today we are once again resetting my island. If you have been on my channel for a while, or if you've seen my last couple of videos, you would know I just recently finished my spring island Tiny Oats and I was going to reset. So that is what we're doing today. We are once again talking to Timmy and Tommy and trying to find an island that I like to start this new island with you all. And as you can probably tell by the title of the video, we're going to be making another fall island. This is not my first fall island, but this one is a little different. So today we're kind of just gonna do the whole reset process and kind of just briefly talk about the theme I have for my new island. I am doing this voiceover after I've already recorded this reset, because surprisingly it only takes me a couple of resets to find an island that I love. Typically when I do these types of videos, it at least takes me like 8, 9, 10, I think upwards of 23, I think is the most I've ever done, of resetting my island until I find an island layout that I was happy with, that also had really good starter villagers and also an airport that I liked. Just, you know, like all the things that you take into consideration before resetting your island, because once you have that island, like, you can't change your layout, you can't change things around once that's settled. So anyway, surprisingly, it only takes me a couple of tries to reset and find an island that I really like. So I can't wait to share that with you all. I can't wait to show you guys my starters. But yeah, today is going to be just a quick little discussion talking about my plans for this island, because this is probably the most interesting theme I've ever done. Once again, like I previously mentioned, it is going to be an autumn theme, but unlike my previous island, which was an autumn theme, where I did a farm core autumn island, kind of had a mix of like urban and rural areas, this is gonna have, like, you know, a little more intrigue, a little more uniqueness. So right now I do have two islands. Right now I do have my tropical city island Guava on one of my switches, and this is my original switch, and this island is going to be set in fall like I previously mentioned, and it's going to have three main components. It's going to be obviously set in fall, and it's going to be based around Halloween and spooky season, even though we are already about halfway through October already. Obviously it's going to take me longer than about 2 or 3 weeks to build this island, but nonetheless, so it's going to be a little spooky, a little creepy, a little scary. It's also going to be a medieval island. It's going to be a medieval theme, which I've wanted to do since the 2.0 update when they gave us the castle items, so I'm very excited for that. And then the third thing is that it's kind of going to be in an abandoned theme too. So while my island is obviously going to have villagers on it, I want it to be very run down and almost abandoned in the creation of certain areas and sections of the island. So just think of like a really amazing kingdom that's kind of lost its way. And it's going to have magical elements, and it's going to be really spooky and scary, and no, I'm just really excited for this one. So I will show you guys in a couple of minutes as we load and go onto the island and you see my starters. As you can see, I've eventually chose this as my map. I wanted resident services very far away from my entrance, and this one's kind of cool because it's kind of off to the side, and I've never had a resident services that's that far off to the side of my map, and I think it'd be a lot of fun because I kind of want to section off my island where there is a certain area that's a lot more structured and built, because obviously I'll have my resident services and I'll have my buildings. like the Nook's Cranny and the Able Sisters. So that's going to be kind of more of a lively area and section of the island, but we're also going to have a very wide area, like a range of areas that are very run down and very old and ancient looking, and it's going to be tons of fun. So I can't wait to share that with you all. So we're now going to settle on the island. This is the island that I chose. I'm going to show you guys my villagers and introduce to you guys my island name, which I did already talk about my island name on my Twitter. If you do not follow me on Twitter, I've been talking about the new island theme a little bit over there. As you guys can see, here is the island layout. We have oranges as my starter fruit, which this starter fruit really didn't matter to me. I really did want an orange airport. Obviously, it's Halloween, it's spooky. Orange is like the perfect color you can have for a fall island. And we got an orange airport. And my starters were Deirdre and Acnh. Acnh is not my favorite villager, I'm going to be honest with you guys right now. Simply because of his mouth. I think the wide smile just kind of like weirds me out a little bit. But Deirdre is absolutely perfect for this island. I'm kind of debating keeping her for like a permanent villager, because as I've kind of spent the last couple of days hanging out and kind of building this island and kind of building the idea in my head behind how this island is going to be created with my villagers, I realized the types of villagers I want to have on this island. So on top of the fact that I want to keep Deirdre, I want to have the majority of my island villagers be girls, and I want them all to be like really cute and cutesy. So a lot of the woodland villager types, like squirrels and bears and deer, because I want this island to be an island full of witches. I know this sounds really bizarre and kind of like, what are you talking about? I want this kingdom to be overrun with a coven of witches. That is the entire concept I'm going through in my mind. So when you eventually see me build this island, you will see me build this amazingly beautiful island. It's going to be overgrown but abandoned, and it's going to have all these amazingly adorable little villagers on it, but they have a secret, and the secret is that they're witches. And I just think that's such a fun idea. And I know it sounds a little, like, I don't know, it sounds very cheesy, but to me, like, I'm not a huge fan of, like, spooky, scary. I love, like, more cozy, the more cozy concepts and cozy aspects and aesthetics of fall and Halloween. So I think, like, having a village full of, like, adorable villagers that are witches, and they have like this little secret that they're a coven of witches, I think that'll be so cute. So obviously, like I said, I want to have Deirdre, and my next video will be me showcasing my island as we are about to start already decorating, because I have been playing on this island for quite a few days now. I've already gone villager hunting and have a couple of villagers that are most likely going to be permanent villagers living on this island, including Deirdre herself. And I'm going to talk a little more about the villagers that I want to have on this island. I mean, obviously you can kind of guess I really want to have like Kiki, as she is like a black cat. I do want a couple of boy villagers on the island, probably Lucky. Obviously he is a mummy. He's like the perfect villager to have for a fall island. And I'm thinking about maybe one or two other boy villagers, and then mainly having girl villagers be like the majority. Like, look at Acnh. He's really, really cute. Like, I'm looking at the footage as I'm doing this voiceover, and he is a very adorable villager. But he just looks so cute when he's not showing his teeth. And I love the elephant villagers. Like, I just reset an island that had two... Like, look at Acnh, like, staring at me. Look at him. That's like... Ugh. I just restarted an island that had two... elephant villagers. I had Dizzy and Chai. So I love the elephant villagers, but I don't know. Axel's not my absolute favorite. But anyway, we're getting off topic. So yeah, I know that's an interesting little theme, but I've never had an island theme that also has like a story behind it, like an actual like backstory. I've completed 3 islands right so far, and all of my islands have been very just generic. Like, you know, you have your villagers, some of them have houses that have themes. I've had certain villagers have like restaurants and fishing ports and things, but not like an actual island that's entire concept is centered around like a theme or a story. So I really want to build up this island with this theme and story as like the center focus, which I think is going to be a lot of fun. I have a lot of builds already planned, obviously, as it's going to be a medieval village. I'm going to have like a I don't know, there's just like a lot of shops and like old-timey like basically things I'm taking from like watching BBC Merlin and like watching Game of Thrones and watching like The Witcher, like things like that. Like just like there's gonna be a tavern and there's gonna be like an old school probably a like an apothecary, and just like things like that. And it's especially with the 2.0 items. I know I always say like, oh, because of the 2.0 items this and the 2.0 items that, but just with all the new items we got, there's so many items I have never used just because they've never fit my theme before. And really just gonna I'm just really gonna go all in with the medieval theme, which I've never done before. It's been such a cool concept to me. It's always one I've always wanted to do, and abandoned is another theme I've always wanted to do too. So I feel like combining the two of them, it's just gonna be such a fun, it's just gonna be so much fun. Like I'm very, very excited. I hope that you stuck along with me through my little explanation throughout this whole video. Obviously I haven't really talked about what's actually happening on the footage and the gameplay here, but obviously I have set up my villagers' tents, and now we're going to be choosing my island name. And this name is actually pretty easy for me to pick. Like once I actually kind of had the theme solidified, and once I decided with the medieval aspect of it, it was pretty easy for me to kind of like just brainstorm this. So I decided that the island name for my spooky medieval abandoned island is going to be Grim Isle. I think this is really funny because it's going to be such a contradiction, because you're going to see these really adorable villagers living on such a bizarrely named island. Like it's very, you know, ominous. And it's a nice contradiction, and I think that's a lot of fun. And it's going to be a lot of fun to play around with, like, the idea of making this really pretty island, but also have, like, these spooky, like, creepy elements kind of thrown in. It's also going to be a challenge for me, because it's nothing I've ever attempted before in this game, so it's going to be a lot of fun. So I hope that you guys will stick along with me. My next couple of videos are definitely going to be on this island. I'm planning to go back and forth between building on this island and building on my tropical city island, because I've really picked up traction for the builds on that island, and I'm about like well over halfway through building it. And I have a lot of ideas for that island too, so I don't want to lose momentum for it, but I'm just so excited for this island because I'm in such a fall mood. So I just skipped over the rest of the gameplay and just kind of like went to the next morning. So yeah, we're pretty much finished with today's video. Thank you for hanging out with me as I kind of just briefly discussed what the island theme is going to be. I hope you guys are looking forward to it, because I'm really excited to kind of like jump out of my comfort zone and build new and different themes for you guys, because it's been a lot of fun for me doing my tropical island, so I know that building this island is going to be tons of fun too. So look forward to tons of builds. Let me know if there's any particular builds you would maybe like to see for this island. Love hearing about your ideas. If you've made an island like this before, let me know if you guys have any suggestions for anything. And yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. Obviously, the next time you'll see me, I will be several days into this island, so I'll look a little different. My house will be upgraded. And yeah, I hope you guys all have an absolutely wonderful day. Thank you for hanging out with me. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm just so excited for this island theme. So have a wonderful day. I will see you all in my next video. Bye!